Theresa Oswald is the first person to throw her hat into the ring in the battle for Greg Selinger's job.
This is the official launch of the Theresa Oswald Campaign for Leader. Welcome.
Oswald officially launched her campaign yesterday, 2 days after filing her papers with the party. She was flanked by several supporters and also got the backing of MLA Nancy Allen and Cabinet Minister Ron Lemieux. Oswald told the crowd the party is at risk of losing the next election to Brian Pallister's Progressive Conservatives, something she says the province just can't risk.
He's advocated for the same policies that failed during the 1990s, including very deep cuts to healthcare and education. We know what this means. I was there, you were there, and your kids were there, and we can't go back there.
We can only stop the PCs if our party is strong and in a position to win the next election. And I know without a doubt that Theresa Oswald is our leader, is the best person for that job.
I believe Manitobans want us to choose a new leader for our party so that we can continue developing a strong economy and making improvements that make this province a better place to live, work, and raise our families.
Oswald is promising to run a respectful and constructive campaign that is true to NDP values. Leadership candidates have until January 6th to declare, with the leadership vote taking place in March.
If I was finished at that point. I shot him.
You what?
I shot him.
Daniel Tokarchuk has been found guilty as charged of second-degree murder.
Dan Tokarchuk knows what he did in that back lane.
On May 12, 2002, 25-year-old Trevor Savoy was shot several times in this River Heights back lane, a crime Daniel Tokarchuk confessed to, but he claimed he shot Savoy, a member of the Zigzag crew, in self-defense.
He knows what he did, and the jury had a difficult time struggling with what they should do about that.
The jury came back to court late Monday night asking a question about self-defense. They wanted to know if the danger someone felt they were in had to be imminent. Justice Joan McKelvey said no, although it is a factor. The jury broke for the night, returning for 6 more hours of discussion. In the end, all 12 jurors found Tokarchuk guilty of second-degree murder and recommended life in prison with no parole for 10 years.
He came back from Toronto because he was told to. If he didn't, his mother was going to be paid a visit, and that's a dangerous thing. And look at what happened to his brother, who's been executed.
Tokarchuk's mother, Diane, who has been in the courtroom for every day of the trial, did not want to comment on the verdict.
She lost one son, Kevin. She's now had another son taken away from her. She's, as you would expect her to be, very upset.
Daniel Tokarchuk expressed no emotion as the verdict was read. The Savoy family also chose not to speak to media. As for the jury, it was very emotional. At least 3 were visibly upset, some crying when they returned to the courtroom.
Having so much difficulty standing up to announce their verdict, that maybe that amounts to a reasonable doubt. They worked hard at this verdict, and who knows what the verdict would have been on another day.
Susan Tomofacek, 8 Channel News Now.
Hydro crews are still plugging away trying to get all the power restored to storm-affected areas, and there's no shortage of work.
The storm came through right from west to east on Saturday night, and that affected virtually all of southern Manitoba.
The power is back on in southwestern Manitoba, but some of the lines need to be rebuilt. The real trouble spot is in the White Shell.
It is a mess, and it seems overwhelming when you get out there and look at it, but they're used to dealing with this kind of stuff.
First things first, clearing trees from downed lines, then crews will string new lines and set up poles. Hydro has more than 70 people doing the line rebuild and hired contract workers to clear trees.
The damage is extensive, though, and it's probably going to be 2 or 3 more days before we clean all of that up, and it may extend into the weekend.
Hydro doesn't have a dollar figure on what it will cost to fix all the damage yet. Schneider says Manitoba Hydro simply fixes the problem first and will worry about the accounting later. Mark Jardine, City News.
Jade Forscutt has been waiting for this all day. The moment when she and Jack are reintroduced after a long week, her riding lesson. The 8-year-old is just one of many children who ride with Manitoba Riding for the Disabled, a program which offers therapeutic riding lessons to children living with a disability.
The word that a lot of the doctors and that'll use is more called globally disabled. So Jade's physically disabled. She doesn't walk. She's able to bear weight on her legs, but she's not able to sort of control those muscles. She's nonverbal. She just isn't able to control those muscles in her throat. But anything Jade does, whether it be to sit or to sit upright or to walk or like to walk assisted, requires quite a bit of concentration on her part because she has to really focus on those muscles.
Jade has been with the program for 2 years. Her dad has noticed a number of changes.
Since starting with riding 4 sessions ago, Jade went from being able to, sit up for maybe 30 seconds to a minute to now she can sit for 2.5 hours.
Children with Manitoba Riding for the Disabled see a lot of benefits from horseback riding, including physical, psychological, and social benefits.
They improve their balance, their posture, their coordination, their core stability. For children that have cognitive or behavioral challenges, we work on their social skills, their attention, their general behavior, and help with even verbals.
It creates a sense of confidence and self-esteem boosting. So I think the empowerment to be up on that horse and you're steering your horse and stopping and going and you're in control is a huge boost of independence.
The children work with a team during the hour-long sessions made up of 2 sidewalkers, a leader, an instructor, and a therapist who volunteer their time to help with the program.
The therapists come with the expertise of the child and the disability and the challenges they're facing, and so then the instructors with the horse knowledge, together we discuss and figure out what suits.
At the end of the lesson, the children have a chance to interact with the horses face to face.
When the kids get off, like hugs, kisses, smiles, it's love, what can I say?
She gets so much from riding, and I think that's maybe her way of giving back to Jack to show, how much she appreciates him.
And a rub on Jack's nose is Jade's way of saying thank you. For Breakfast Television, I'm Ashley Wiebe.
This month we checked out the dryland practice for the AA Winnipeg East Saints and caught up with Nicole Chartrand. High school senior has devoted herself to the pursuit of sport.
Nicole is active in a number of sports, playing hockey, women's league soccer, badminton, team handball, and if that weren't enough, also coaching and playing basketball, all the while maintaining an A average in school and finding time to hang out with friends.
Way to go, Nicole. For a lot of young people, the pressure of taking on this much would be unthinkable, but for Nicole, it's all about keeping life balanced.
Using my spare time to get my homework done gives me more time to actually enjoy the sports instead of always being under pressure and panicking because I'm not getting everything done. But using my spare time well gives me that social life and gives me the time to do everything I'm doing and still do well academically.
It seems that Nicole has always been active, first playing hockey at the tender age of 4. And although she divides her time among other sports throughout the year, hockey remains her favorite activity.
One of Nicole's biggest fans, her father, knows that it's more than athletic skill that is helping his daughter excel in her endeavors. She also has the right mindset.
Very coachable. She sits there and figures out what she has to do to make things better, and she'll talk to the coach, but she won't do anything negative. She's always positive. So positive is always good.
Nicole's coaches agree that it's her attitude which truly sets her apart as an athlete.
They see in Nicole someone who is always willing to help support the team and as a leader who is always willing to put the group ahead of herself.
She's encouraging to all of her teammates. You ask any one of her teammates, they love having her around. She's willing to teach them. She wants to learn anything to make her teammates better. And again, being that talented player, she's easy to look up to because she's got the skill on and off the ice to carry the team.
This year, Nicole earned the chance to play hockey for Team Manitoba at the National Aboriginal Championships in Quebec, and just last summer, she played soccer at the North American Indigenous Games in Regina.
Way to go. Nicole knows that she is considered a role model for many up-and-coming young First Nation athletes, and she sees both the opportunity and the responsibility that this role provides.
I think being Aboriginal, you have different options in the future. You get recognized a lot easier for being Aboriginal, and then also you can help other kids learn about their own culture and get into the sports along with that culture.
Because of her dedication to the sports that she loves, Jared Funk from the Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Impact Team was on hand to recognize Nicole with a small token of their appreciation for all her hard work.
Great job. And we'll leave the last word to Nicole, who talks to us about the importance of giving back through the act of coaching younger athletes.
I wouldn't be where I am without the coaches I am, so I'm happy to show girls what I have learned in the past few years I've been playing that sport. So it just feels good when you see them develop and succeed in their sport.
BT's Impact Athlete of the Month is brought to you by Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries Impact Team, inspiring the hero in all of us.
It's the time of year we take our entertainment outside. Theater season kicks off this week at some of the city's most beautiful outdoor venues, like Rainbow Stage here at Kildonan Park.
The season opener gives us a glimpse into the life of country music legend Patsy Cline, from humble beginnings in small-town Virginia to the bright lights of Carnegie Hall. A Closer Walk with Patsy Cline is an intimate story of the feisty, ambitious woman whose powerful voice continues to resonate. Featuring more than 20 of Cline's hits, including I Fall to Pieces and Walkin' After Midnight, the show made its Winnipeg debut earlier this week. Actor Natasha O'Brien says it was easy to find inspiration for the role.
She was such a fantastic musician, and she was really hardworking and really authentic to herself, and unapologetic about what she wanted, and she was so good at it too.
You, what dost thou think?
Two sets of identical twins, a case of mistaken identity, and Shakespeare's effervescent humor. Shakespeare in the Ruins presents The Comedy of Errors by William Shakespeare. The two sets of twins were separated as boys by a shipwreck and will have their lives and loves turned upside down. The Comedy of Errors is one of Shakespeare's shortest plays and also one of his first. It runs at the St. Norbert Ruins till June 28th.
Winnipeg is set to host Breakout West in the 2014 Western Canadian Music Awards in October. Manitoba artists and industry have picked up an impressive 44 nominations in 28 categories.
Local up-and-comers, the brothers Landreth, are multiple WCMA nominees, recognized for their debut album, Let It Lie, in 2 categories. Nominees were announced this week to a packed house of music and industry members at Manitoba Music. Other homegrown acts with multiple nods include Royal Canoe, Del Barber, and Imaginary Cities. Visit breakoutwest.ca for the complete list of nominees. We caught up with Joey Landreth to hear how the band is feeling about their nomination.
It's a big honor. We've all been attending the festival for years and years with, backing up other artists. So to be a member of a group that's actually being honored this way, it's there's no words for it. I'm so excited.
And Winnipeg pop rock band The Treble are excited to announce their first headlining hometown show of the year. The last few months have seen the boys take the stage at the inaugural Count Me in Winnipeg at the Concert Hall, as well as Count Me in Toronto, which was broadcast in close to 70 countries. The Treble plays the Park Theatre next Thursday.
The first ever Real Love Summerfest Music Festival will bring talented young artists to the stage this weekend. Just a heads up though, after a small hiccup resulted in a location change, the venue has been moved from Matlock to the Gimli Motorsports Park just north of Gimli. For Breakfast Television, I'm Jenna Kahn.
Entertainment City is brought to you by Rainbow Stage, celebrating 60 years of musical theater in Winnipeg.